Welcome to a place where the mysterious becomes the unforgettable. This metaphysical journey explores hauntings, UFOs, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, and everything the paranormal world has to offer. Each week, guests from around the globe share their expertise, experiences, and mind-bending encounters. This is the Paranormal Voice.
And we are back. Hello, TPV Nation. It is so good to be back. We are here live. Day 1 to 2026 already, man. Wow, what an amazing year it's been already. And I'm so glad that we can be back live on the airwaves, hanging out with all you guys once again. And tonight you get me. That's right. Our regular scheduled guest is going to be happening next week, and that is, of course, the one, the only Ronnie LeBlanc is going to be joining us next week. As you know, most of the world is watching the Super Bowl, but hey, you know what? I want to sit here and talk about what's happening with the TPV world, what's happening with me, what's going on, what's good to see everybody. Just want to say a few hellos on the side. Of course, we have the lovely and darling Miss Rhonda Hart on the side. Thank you, Rhonda, for joining in. And, of course, my good friend, Christine Natus. How you guys doing tonight? Thank you for joining in. Everybody else, pop in, say hello, see what everybody's doing, make some comments. Let's talk about some stuff, see how everybody's 2026 is going so far. But I want to say one thing before I get really going on and what's happening with the Paranormal Voice, which is, always exciting news, because it's a brand new year. It's a new season number 5. I can't believe that this show is already the 5th season happening. Sorry, guys. I got 2 things going on here at once. But but before I really get started, I just want to take this moment, this platform. I know I usually do a lot of this stuff over on my Seeking Vibes podcast show, but guys, right now I'm just in the middle of scheduling some new guests, so Seeking Vibes will be coming your way very shortly. Look for some updates for new exciting shows, all talking about the positive side of the world. But right now, guys, I want to use this platform and I want to use my time right now. Just if you could just let me just ramble on for just a moment. I just got to say a couple of things. First of all, you guys all know that mental health and talking about mental health is very important to me. This past week, I lost somebody that was part of my family to mental health. It's been quite the ride, I must say. A very young man, in my opinion. But, I just want to say, please, if you're struggling, if you're having a bad day, if you are just don't know what to do and you need to talk. I mean, guys, there are so many outlets that are out there. There is the international number of 988. You can call that number, have somebody to talk to. Just know that you guys are never alone, and I am here with you guys. You even send me a DM, talk to me. I would rather talk to you than talk about you later. So, guys, I'm just going to use this right now to say, please check in on your loved ones. If you haven't heard from somebody in a while, send a nice message, say hello, brighten up their day. Always smile on people on the street, say hello. You never know, your smile, your hellos, your how's your day going to your coworkers, just people that you're standing next to at the mall or in the shopping line. Say hello, ask them how their day is going. We are complete strangers, but at the same time, we are all in this life together, and we would all appreciate just being kind to one another, because we never know what we are all going through. So please, like I said, share that. Make sure that you check in on everybody every once in a while. Just say a quick hello and to see how things are going here. Uh, so yeah, just give me 1 second here. Just gotta send out a few more things here. But anyways, guys, it's good to be back on the airs. A lot of exciting changes happening here for 2026 is for sure. So we are gonna get things started. So what's everybody been up to? What's everybody's 2026 goals? If anybody would like to share that with me, that would be pretty amazing. I would appreciate that so much. Just trying to got somebody who wants to pop in here, and I'll tell you, it's StreamYard has been pretty crazy. So let me see if I can get this copy. So yeah, so anybody on the side right now, please let me know what you guys have been up to, what you guys plan, what's going on for 2026. Does anybody out here have some amazing things happening that would they like to share? I would love to hear about them. All about promoting my friends and as well as see what everybody's changes are because I tell you, ever since late 2025, I've been saying that 2026 is going to be a good year for a lot of us. So I look forward to seeing everybody, see what everybody's doing. As for me, there's some big changes coming up for the Paranormal Voice. First, I don't see her out here, so I don't know if I really want to talk about it yet. I was hoping she was going to pop on here, but you know what? I'm going to talk about it. So, as most of you know, the Paranormal Voice is moving over to the XL network with, with of course, Gigi. Uh, has started a brand new network. She's got some exciting shows over on the XL network. There's all kinds of things, not just paranormal shows. She's got sports. She's got positive and uplifting, as well as her shows like Killer Kitchen Chronicles is going to be happening over there, as well as the Paranormal XL show and a few others. But yeah, it's it's exciting time for us here at the TPV Nation. I look forward to headed over to the XL Network and growing the show over there as well. I mean, yeah, of course, you're always going to be able to catch the shows live right here on the YouTube channel. That's exciting. See, Chrissy Natus. New healing business coming up, new SD shop. That's exciting. We'll give more details as they come available. That is very exciting, Chrissy. I am so excited for that. That is going to be an absolute uh, amazing time for you. Looking forward to seeing you get back into the realm of things and doing what you were doing. I know Christy has helped me out a lot over the years with my struggles and stuff like that. Love you doing Ricky podcast tomorrow. Oh wow! Hey, if you can, Rhonda, please drop that in the link below, and I will share that up on the screen or the name of the show. Just let me know which one that one is, and we will get that promoted. Check everybody out on Rhonda. But right now, talking about amazing people, somebody who's truly inspired me for many years. A guy I call my brother, my lunker friend, the guy who has done everything and been everywhere and knows more than I like to say he knows more than God, but I'm not sure about that. But he is my good friend. Let's bring him out on the show. The one, the only, Mr. Tim Shaw, Mr. Black Cat Lounge himself.
That's getting a little deep there, Dale. I don't want to know. I don't want to say anything, but Niagara Falls just turned brown for some reason on the Canadian side.
Oh, Mr. Tim, how you doing, brother? It is so good to see you, and thank you so much for coming out here and Hanging on the TPV Nation. I mean, exciting things for the Black Cat Lounge has been happening. I mean, you guys are growing as well.
We've been listen. We haven't let any grass grow underneath our feet in the last year. To put it mildly. Yeah, we've had some great opportunities, and I've jumped on every single one of them.
It's truly amazing. And now you can catch the Black Cat Lounge over on Paraflex, of course. The Netflix of the paranormal world. That is so exciting to see all that happening. I mean, great network over there, a lot of amazing shows over there. So guys, it is well worth, and I mean, it is a small price tag to subscribe to the network over there and get hours and hours of show times.
But also for past shows, I'll say maybe 6 to 8 months. Since we originally aired them, you can get the audio version for free on para-x.com, which just was resurrected last year by Ron Kolick, which I was thrilled about because that's where I started all my my live shows and stuff. You can hear and see up to date things over on my website timothytshow.com. So I mean, I love Paraflix because of the fact that it really has opened up a whole new world to me. That really people get a chance to see me and hear the show. But also I have other ways of doing things too. So just keep them busy.
I always say Tim is the busiest retired person I know on the planet of the earth. We always sit around. Tim's like, I'm retired, and I was like, wow. I hope I get to be as retired as you one day.
I retired. Okay, I retired. This is. I just had lunch with a coworker. First time I've had lunch with any of my coworkers, and I think I've been out 9 years now. And he goes, I can't believe everything that you do. He goes, you walked out that door, and he goes, the next day you were producing shows, and you were doing all this, for not-for-profit stuff. And he goes, and every year he goes, I know the only thing I noticed is he goes, you're not doing the far away stuff. You're doing stuff a little bit more closer to home, and you aren't doing the network stuff. Well, I've turned down a lot of network stuff, so because of the fact that it's just, a lot of it is repeatable, and I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't have any interest to me. So there's no reason to, if it doesn't have that pull to me, there's no reason for me to do it. I love doing the classes, and I like doing gallery, and I like doing some, a lot of the events. But if I can't drive it within 6 hours in my car, those days are done. Unless I get Big Frank to drive, and Big Frank will drive anywhere.
And that's I'm so glad you brought that up, because I mean, a lot of us has been knowing that, like, those that are in it are in the how all these paranormal shows and all these networks, it's a dying breed right now. There's nothing new and exciting.
Well, the big thing is production companies don't want paranormal. They'll take anything else. They'll take legends, conspiracies, true crime, cryptozoology. They love all that. But paranormal, no, because two reasons. First of all, you mentioned it. I mean, it's been done to death. There really hasn't been anything new. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the shows were only made for titillation and making the paranormal sound like it pops, and it got to be a parody of itself. But also streaming killed it, because back in the day, as well as I do, you would pay one bill, a decent bill, for cable. You would get every network, every show that you ever wanted to watch. Every day you could sit down and watch paranormal shows all over the place, brand new.
Yeah.
The problem is once that, they went to streaming, now you've got to go and you've got to pay. I don't care if it's $2, $3, but you got to pay for all these different networks and everything. And our economies, both of our economy, the Canadian economy and my economy, the U.S. economy, it's tight. Everybody, it's tight. So I think it was a big exodus to internet radio, internet TV like YouTube and some of the other ones out there. And I think that's just the way it had to be. But I mean, production companies have approached me and other people that are mutual, that we both know, and it said, listen, what do you have that's not paranormal? Excuse me. And it's like, so
not paranormal photography.
Well, I mean,
Tim is a very talented photographer. I would tell you guys, he's got his own section up at the Western Block there. If you guys ever want to go and see Tim's creative side, go and check out his room. It is pretty amazing. I mean, very
thank
talented.
you. I appreciate that. And as a matter of fact, this week, the Western Block gang, we're planning a little adventure, so long as the weather cooperates. So we're going to be going out and working with our photography a little bit more. And I just, as a matter of fact, I just kind of talked to a publisher, my old publisher, about doing an update of like my Dogma of Me, where I have my photography in there, and then there's channeled sayings. And I don't know whether if we're going to do a volume 2 or if we're going to go and combine everything into one larger volume. So we're going to kind of see what we have. And yes, Rhonda, she gave me an X-ray. I think it was from Eloise. I think that's where it is. And she gave me a great X-ray for my collection, which is on the other side of this camera. And did you hear here? I'm going to share the exciting news with you. You heard what I just added, correct?
Yes.
And I have to tell everybody out there that when I was growing up, I'm 60. I'll be 69 this year, which is scary as all hell. But when I was growing up, never heard of the Warrens until like later on when I picked up the National Enquirer and at the supermarket when I'd go shopping with my parents, grocery shopping, and the Warrens were always in the National Enquirer. But the two softcover books, pocket books that I used to get, I would save my allowance and stuff, and we're going way back now, were of course Edgar Cayce, The Sleeping Prophet, which I mean, just amazing. I mean, if like with me being brought up in spiritualism, he was like the first guy that I really was like in awe of. But the second person, when it came to paranormal and just general metaphysics and the occult scientists and everything, was Hans Holzer. Now, Hans was a professor, and he was just an amazing person. He was more of an observer. I have to say, he was more of an observer. And I interviewed Alexandra, his daughter, a number of years ago when she wrote her book on the family. Well, one thing led to another, and I found out that she was going through all these extra boxes. I mean, she's got all these case files and everything. I mean, literally a storeroom full. And she was getting rid of some stuff that really weren't associated with these files, that they weren't like intrinsic to the cases. So like recordings and that sort of thing, he kept all those. But she had 2 typewriters for sale, and one went right away. And this typewriter is this big, huge Beamer. This thing is huge. It's this Smith Corona. It's all metal. It's heavy. I mean, picking it up, bringing it into the house was a little bit of an effort. It's
a good thing Tim goes to the gym.
Man, yeah, it was heavy. Well, she went and she in the Providence sheet that she hand wrote out, she said he wrote, I think it was 3 books on it, and some some articles and screenplays, but two of the books that he wrote on that typewriter were about Amityville.
Wow.
So it's like it's got this unbelievable pedigree. And I actually found a photo of Hans Holzer standing in front of the Amityville house holding one of his paperback books. It's the Amityville Curse or something. And I had that made into a photo, so I have that accompanying it. So it is just an amazing piece. So every time I see that, I just, that's as close as I'll ever get to one of my childhood heroes. Everybody else, soccer heroes and football heroes and hockey heroes and everything. Not me. Paranormal heroes. So that's in my collection. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to do some experiments with it. I haven't set them up yet, but the case that it's in is it's a cabinet with a glass front, and it's in there. So yours truly will be putting a K2 meter in there, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to run a separate external microphone, like a lavalier mic or something, into it and put it, and then plug it into like my, one of my better recorders, or I should just go and just put in one of my Sonys that I love and just put it in there and let it go, and then close it, and then maybe just like ask questions, on the outside, log them, what times I'm asking them, and then see what happens. So who knows? I mean, this is like, she says she remembers as a little girl him sitting there and typing on this typewriter, that particular typewriter. So I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, no, and I'm just going to tell everybody, it wasn't cheap, but yours truly went and rolled pennies and took pop bottles back for deposits so I could buy this thing. So yeah, so I loved it. It's like the I have in my collection, I have of course Lorraine Warren's autograph, and I have one of her kerchiefs, and I have one of her business cards, one of her saint. I can't think of the. Oh my God, I can't think of the saint's name, but she used to give these out to clients and stuff. So I do have that in my collection, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. I have like the late Raymond Buckland autographs, and a pendulum that he actually gave me. So, I mean, I've got some pretty cool stuff, but nothing beats this typewriter, Dale. Nothing. I'm just going to tell you, nothing beats that.
That is, for us in the paranormal field, that's like the ultimate, like, representation, like, to know that he wrote some of his most well-known documentation on that typewriter. Yeah. That's like right up there with owning like a typewriter, but from Edgar Allan Poe and and all these great writers. And I mean, Hans Holzer absolutely in the paranormal field is the OG, along with the Warrens, and of course, your good buddy, Mr. Zaffis himself. I mean, it's just these legendary.
When you said old, that's Zaffis. Remember, he's 3 months older than me. Let's not go and forget that. He's the old man.
But yeah, no, to own something like that is just pure in awe. Joy. That's just like holding like the Stanley Cup or something like that. Because
exactly. I remember seeing the Stanley Cup for the first time because Buffalo's a big hockey town. I was brought up, not so much football, that never interested me, but hockey, and I used to play hockey. So Buffalo Sabres, and I always remember they would bring the Stanley Cup, in a rotation into like a lot of the major markets, and I got a chance to see the Stanley Cup and got my picture taken next to it. It was a big thing, but to have this is just amazing. So we'll see what happens. I'm really thinking that there's going to be some kind of a reaction. I'm not quite sure yet. I may go, and I used to have these, but I used to have his books, but they're, who knows wherever they ended up, these things go into the ethers real quickly when you move out of your parents' house. So I may buy may buy one of the books, and on thrift.com, of course. I'm not paying full price for anything, but it's not the
Thrift.
way it works.
You and Michael John can go hang out at some thrift stores and see
Oh,
what kind of collectible books you can find.
oh, that's what I do. That's what I do. But I might go and I might try an experiment, just opening it up and reading it.
Yeah.
Reading a couple pages out loud and see if it sparks anything. See if that can trigger something. So I think that'd be a lot of cool. I think that's going to be cool to just to play around with. We know that his birthday was recently, so I didn't get it in time. But if I had realized that if I could have gotten it in time, I think I would have done the experiment on his actual birthday. So I gotta research and see when he passed away. So maybe we'll do something on the anniversary of his passing. So we'll see. I mean, I'm looking. I think this opens up so much just fun stuff to do. Just rather than, well, going out and sitting in the cold. I can sit in my house. It's going to be nice and warm. Dale's been in my basement. And now, Dale, you were in the basement.
Museum. It is an absolute. Tim has one of the most amazing collections, and the thing I love about it was I could point at anything down there and you had the full-blown story, exactly where it came from, what you were doing when you got it. And but I mean, wow, it is such the collection and the vibe down there. It's just like all those, and of course you got to see his stockpile of Ouija board collections. I mean,
I've gotten a lot more too. I've gotten more Ouija boards. I've gotten more of the Victorian mourning and death ritual stuff. I've got more. I'm trying to think what else I've picked up since you've been down here. All I know is I had to go and it took me half a day to rearrange 2 double cabinets and move stuff around. And then of course, I mean, the problem is everything is up here.
Right.
So I know what all this stuff is. I know where it came from. So now I bought a bunch of these little silly museum tags, and they look like overgrown price tags. And I'm in my terrible handwriting. I'm scribbling on there what it is, where I got it from, what it did, and then I go and I tie it onto the piece. And it doesn't look that great, but I don't really care because now I know that at least people will know where that came from. Wherever, if the time comes that this place starts to go. The only thing I do have to do is my collection of location bricks. I have bricks from these different locations that I've been at. I have to go and I have to get some paint. I got to write on them so I know where it came, the asylums. And
so what's bigger in your collection now, your Civil War collection or your Victorian stuff? Because I know you got a massive of both. I mean, it's to be down in Tim's office. It is like, as you can see behind him is most of his Civil War stuff. But I know all the Victorian stuff is over on the other side with all the stuff that you've been people have sent you out of their great grandmother's collection or whatnot from that era stuff.
Stuff that they found in a trunk and they're getting rid of it is what it is. What is this junk? I don't know.
It's creepy. Let's send it to Tim Shaw.
We'll send it to Tim. Yeah, he likes that creepy stuff. I don't know. It's hard it's hard to tell because like a lot of the Civil War stuff I do have in totes. I do have them because I ran out of room. And so I have like stuff that relates to Buffalo, New York, stuff that relates to my ancestors. That's out in display. A couple some neat pieces, that they're kind of like Cinderella pieces that you don't see very often. But it's hard to about 50-50. I would say the Civil War is still bigger than the Victorian, but I just picked up a couple more pieces of hair jewelry, and I'm trying to think what else I got. I know I got some paperwork here someplace. Oh, I just picked up for those of you who our horror movie fans, I just picked up an autographed photo of Linda Blair from The Exorcist from the 70s.
Nice.
Nice autograph piece. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got it someplace. I just keep finding it. And the one thing I did get, I love, and that's something that I personally love, is when I can get a newspaper clipping that either talks about UFOs or ghosts. I love that. I love to have that. And it doesn't have to be from my area. And I got one from probably, I'm not sure, it looks like the 40s, maybe early 50s, but I would guess 40s, talking about a woman. And I think I've kind of narrowed her down to Ohio and Urbana, Ohio. And I'm going to go, I got to research, find a grave and that sort of stuff. But it's all about her being a fortune teller, and she died, and they used to call her the witch. And it's great because it's like this long obituary on both sides. And I thought that's really neat to be able to get that stuff, because that's a story. That's a chapter in a book all by itself.
They don't put stuff like that in newspapers anymore, because I don't even think people would even be. It's sad to say, but it's not even newsworthy anymore that, somebody sees a UFO or a Bigfoot or even a ghost anymore in the newspaper. Like, yeah. I think it's more because it's mainstream now, where back 30s, 40s, that was still stuff that was never talked about, right? And those people who did come forward, were looked at in a different light. And I don't think people were ready to have that kind of label put on them.
Well, it's funny because I was a scrapbook kid, and I had a bunch of scrapbooks. So when I moved out, I don't know what the hell happened to all these scrapbooks, but I did find two. When after my mom passed away, we cleaned the house out. I find two. And it was neat because it's got all the Buffalo News, the old Courier Express. There's a couple things in there that are that were, spooky and talking about different, like a murder and all. So it's neat to find that stuff. But I used to go, and when we before we got all our news on this, I would go and I would, I'd be working. So I'd go and get the newspaper every day, and at least once a week or at least once a month, they would have some crazy article in there. And I would get it, and I'd be all excited because it was worth it. Because then I cut it out and I got a couple binders full of like sleeves of like all these articles. So someday I'm going to go through them all, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I think it's just so neat to be able to see this stuff and then go back and look at it, and know that, people have had this interest for, generations. So you never know what you're going to find. And I did get a piece of the Hinsdale house. Or not Hinsdale, but the Amityville house. Little tiny piece about that big that I kind of got. So I think the guy grabbed it out of the trash or something. I think that's what happened.
And that's amazing. And I mean, this is going back to talk about historical places and how, I mean, I know you can't go and investigate at the Amityville house, because I'm pretty sure that I think the last time I heard, it was just a doctor from that area that owned
it's a regular house.
Doesn't even believe in the paranormal, so and stuff like that, which is, it would be interesting to hopefully one day, if it ever goes up on the market again, somebody to buy and just let it open up and let people actually invest. Because I mean, I'm not even sure if they kept the interior the same or if it's been all redone on the inside. Yeah, I know the outside, they really changed the outside, because I heard it's because to deter people from stopping in front of the house to take pictures, because it doesn't look the same anymore.
They actually did change the house number too.
Oh, did?
Yeah. So there's a good, I would say, there's probably been a lot of interior remodeling too. So, it's just one of those things that happen. I don't know. I don't know if I would bother even to go. It's sort of like I would like to go see the Warrens' house. Yeah. I don't know if I'd rather stay overnight. It doesn't bother. That wouldn't interest me that much. But I would love to see the Warrens' house, just because of the fact of paranormally historic value. Going to see where they lived. And again, I mean, I spoke. I've talked to Lorraine, and I met Lorraine, and we talked about her. Every time I talked to her on the telephone, we never talked paranormal. We always talked about her Polish roosters, that were her pets. So, I'd love to see that. But I mean, in all honesty, to investigate, no, I don't know why. I mean, I don't have that pull. Same thing with the Conjuring House. The Conjuring House is great.
Right.
I'm really, I think it'd be interesting to go to, but I don't know if I would want to just investigate. I'd like to go and see it.
Right.
But to investigate, it's like, there's so many other places to go. I think that's the problem. You become like a little kid in the candy store,
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, to see the Warrens' house, I mean, it's just to actually step inside of a place where Ed and Lorraine did all their business, and of course, to see all those artifacts. I mean, I know they have a traveling road show where you can see Annabelle and a few other facts, but I guess to actually step inside, because I guess the collection is so massive.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, I can't. I saw it back. Jesus, probably early 2000s, down in Gettysburg, and they had rented half of it was a building, and it would have had like 2 stores in it, and they rented half of that, and it was chocked full. It was chocked full, and Lorraine was there, and Tony Sparrow was there, and I saw Annabelle, and I saw that crazy dinosaur that's supposed to be moving around, and all of a lot of the the monsters or whatever they had, the effigies.
Yeah.
I saw those, and it was neat. I got photographs of them, but I mean, to be honest with you, I'd like to see it. I'd like to go in. I'd like to see it. I have no interest in getting a hold of Ed or Lorraine. I just don't have any interest in that. Yeah. And if I want to kick up some demons, all I got to do is head out and get some food with hot dog sauce on it, Texas sauce, and I can wrestle all the demons I want.
So what are you going to be up to in 2026? What are some of the events you're going to be at? What are some of the stuff you're going to be doing? Any projects that you
first
you got coming out?
Yeah, my big project will be traveling along the original route of the Erie Canal. I just started contacting historians in all the major little ports, all from Buffalo, New York, going all the way to Albany. And the Erie Canal was actually changed 2 times after it was originally dug. And so I want to go along the original route, and I'm going to interview people on because most historians are like, I don't want to talk about ghosts. You're one of those people, Right. So you worm your way in by saying, listen, I'm interested in like unusual people and things that happen. And then after you get them to talk about, they go, is there any legends or anything around here so I can go check it out? Some headless guy walking around where I just want to, since I'm in town, I'm going to go and go visit. And that's pretty much how you do it. But I want to do that. And I'd like to turn that into a talk, maybe a book, but I'd like to turn that into a talk. So that's my big goal for the year. I'm going to head down to Gettysburg. I don't know if I'm going to do an event or not. I'll see. I was supposed to do one last year, but the stars didn't align right. So I wasn't down there, but I'd like to just go down there and just see some friends and, me, just, wander around and, end up, someplace, and Nancy in the
middle of a battlefield somewhere, communicating with somebody.
Man's got to have a hobby. But
I'm going to have to jump in the trunk for that ride, because that's one place I've never been. Is Gettysburg.
Oh, you'd like it. You'd like it. I could give you the 50-cent tour. I mean, I've been there so many times that since I've been a kid, I can show you some stuff that ain't on the map. Let me tell you, ain't on the map.
Off the beaten path.
I can
love
show
that.
you. I can show you some burial pits and some individual burials. That the ground is still concave from when they dug them up and moved them. Southerners down the back. I think to North Carolina, sent them to Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia. So yeah, I can find a couple. I can show you a couple things.
Just a couple.
Couple little things. The problem is it's like, once we start, there ain't no, we got to start early, get a big breakfast because there ain't going to be no lunch, and we're going to only stop for dinner, and then we're going back out till dark. So that's
Sweet.
just the way it works.
That would be fun in itself. Just to do all that and hang out there for a day with you. What are some of the? I know you're going to be at my favorite event coming up in May, the ParasiteCon. You're going to be back there doing a talk.
I don't know if I'm doing a talk or I never know until like a week before. I don't know if I'm going to do a talk or if I'm going to do gallery. I've been doing gallery down there the last couple of years.
Okay.
So I love going there. April, I'm gonna. Well, this month. What am I saying? This month, the end of the month, I'm going to teach a class in dowsing, which I love to dowse. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Down in Hamburg, New York, if it flickers. I'm going to be what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to be at Earth Spirit next month in Cheektowaga, New York, at the M Hotel. I'm going to be talking about haunted objects. After that, I'm going to be in the Elma Library. See, I told you I retired. I'm going to be at the Elma Library. I'm going to be talking about
busiest retired person I know.
Paranormal and local stuff. Of course, again, May we're going to be in. May will be, of course, in in Ohio. I don't know about June, July. I'm going to be in Erie, Pennsylvania in August at a big metaphysical thing by Susie Wu. She's putting it on. I've got something I'm going to be at in October. Plus, in between, I'll be digging up tombstones in Concordia Cemetery during the week, and just doing keeping my show going. So it's like how it is, Dale. Just a couple things, because.
When he's not in the gym or doing a podcast, he's going to be on a road trip this year.
But none of them include being on a plane.
That's right. There's no more planes for Mr. Shaw. It's either if he can't drive there, then he's not going.
No, those days are done. 28 hours with John Zaffis, most of it in the men's room, hiding from a hurricane. In the Detroit airport, no, that's enough of
that. So you could catch the Black Cat Lounge every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I know you can watch the episode on Tim's Facebook channel, but you can also catch it on Paraflex. So make sure you guys subscribe to Paraflex just to support the Black Cat Lounge. It's truly an amazing show. It's one of the shows that inspired the Paranormal Voice. Like I said, he's inspired me all around, and of course, he inspires me to get my ass into the gym.
Dude, you gotta aim higher. You gotta aim higher to me.
Tim always sells himself short. This is why I love Tim and we get along so well, because it's just like he thinks everybody's more famous than he is, and I just don't know who's more famous than
they are.
But yet, every time I'm in my hotel room at a paranormal event, I turn on my TV. Whose big bald head is on the screen but Tim Shaw's?
Now, if I could only get residuals out of those, that would be great. It's funny. It was somebody asked me, when we were up in, we were all in, where were we in November? Old Mill.
Oh, at the Old Mill.
Yeah, in Dundee, Michigan. Somebody asked me, well, Tim, how many shows have you been on? I'm going, on or like consulted for, or, well, how many altogether? I'm going like this, 16, 17. I be honest with you, I don't know. I used to have it written down someplace, but I couldn't tell you anymore.
I just tell people if it's a paranormal show, chances are Tim's either been on it or had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's scary. That's definitely scary. Believe me.
I
So,
mean, but yeah, but I mean, you've you have an amazing career. I mean, it's not done yet. I mean, you're still going full strong in the paranormal field, doing your talks, doing your gallery readings. All your talks have always been truly interesting. Anytime I've had the pleasure of being in the same building, and of course, November was such a riot. I think it's the first time I've ever seen Tim speechless.
yeah. Well, you guys snuck up there. Listen. If I had known that, I would have put a, I would have called the borders and said, "Hey, these guys are desperados that are trying to enter the United States."
Don't let them in the country.
Oh, it was so great to see you guys. I mean, you guys really surprised us, and well, Frank knew, but I had no clue. I looked up and I saw you, and I said, "Oh, that's great! Oh man, Dale's here." And then I see Mike, and it's like Iron Mike there, and I'm going, "Geez." I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm still speechless about it because it's like, holy cow!
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was. I know when Mike finally got confirmed the time off and everything. He's like, "Okay, we don't say nothing. We're just gonna head up there. We're not gonna say nothing. We're gonna try to get in the building before anybody sees us." And I was just like, "But of course." Who's on the porch on the phone is Mary Bassett, our lovely Mary Bassett is out
I
there.
love Mary.
And
Yeah,
even
she's
she
great.
did like a triple take. She looked away, came back. It's just like, nope, we're not holograms.
Amazing copies. Is it Dale
Yes.
or is it Memorex? We don't know.
Oh my god,
But
that was so
it
much
was
fun.
so nice.
You guys really made our day as well. It was so good to see everybody. But when we saw the lineup and who was all going to be there, we all said, we had to be there because it was the one opportunity that you guys have all been in Michigan all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame that they most probably will not do it again,
Yeah.
but never say never, never say never. And
Well, I think a lot of in some of the some of these events are dying off, and we hear about it all the time.
yeah,
Like it was even a shock that Missouri canceled their event for this year.
no, it wasn't a shock.
It wasn't a shock.
No, no, it wasn't. No, because you know what? They did well last year,
Yeah.
but from what I heard, the ticket sales were way down, way, way down. And that's a sign of the time. That's a sign of the time because that's the one thing that I watch constantly.
Right.
I like to see, you know, what, how many tickets are sold, how many, I do, just something I do, it's OCD of me. And I realized that they didn't get a hold of me for transportation or anything. And I said, this isn't going to go. This won't go. And, it's a shame because it was a great event I heard last year, and I was just thrilled to be able to go there and see everybody. But it takes you know what it's like putting on a small event.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's insurances, and
Yeah.
you've got to be able to go and cover your basic before, and you're not going to make any money on it. You're going to barely break even. So I give all these organizers a huge pat on the back because it's a lot of work for the returns, but you got to do it because of the love of what you're doing. And that's the way you have to think about it. But something like that, we're talking about a casino, everything. We're talking about, ouch, that's some big cash,
Yeah, and I mean, I remember reading a post put out by the Kling brothers, and they basically, I mean, if anybody who hasn't seen it, like, I'm pretty sure it's still posted on their Facebook page, talking about paranormal events and how really it's a dying thing because it's like you said, it's hard to keep up with because and a lot of that has to stem with like the networks are no longer producing new shows. They're just basically constantly reruns of all the old shows that are already out there that we've seen a billion times. but and it's there's no more of these big extravagant events anymore. People who are doing them are doing a lot smaller, catering to a smaller crowd. So this way here, keep costs low, and
And I talked with Aaron Sagers at length on this, and like Aaron said, the only shows that are affordable are the ones that they basically that you shoot in your own house and you have a green screen behind you.
Right.
Basically, that's the only way that those are the ones that are affordable. Anything that has to do with travel, and I mean, some of these guys really they think they commit. I don't want to listen. I don't want to badmouth anybody because everybody needs to make a living, but a lot of these people really are kind of up there in the prices, and for like smaller events, smaller venues, it's a little tougher to bring this stuff up because that's part of your basic floor plan there, man. You got a location. Maybe you can bring in one top celebrity, maybe two top celebrities. That's a lot of money. So, and to be able to go and be able to have that type of cash to be able to put down in order to start building up, that's like cost prohibitive. So, and then like I've talked with other people, like a lot of people don't understand that guys like me and Johnny Zaffis, we had careers, and we went out there and we worked and we did this on the side, and we were able to go and we had a great living. And when we retired, we had really good pensions.
Right.
So, I mean, that carries you over for a while. But if you don't have that, and if you have to pay your own medical and stuff, and you guys, everybody knows what it's like out there.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough. And right now, as the Fed, I won't say the Fed is nose dropping, but it's decreased greatly.
Right.
To be able to go and keep up with it is great. Everybody isn't like Dustin Perry, who's out there and he's multifaceted. So he's at all these great different events. He's talking, he's motivational speaker, he does all this stuff. Then he's got a day job on top of it.
Right.
And
he still has a career.
Yeah. So I mean, he's I admire that. I admire that. Even Dave, look at Dave Schrader. He bought the Palmer House. So he has got, along with what he's doing and his radio show, and selling commercial time, he's got the Palmer House. So now he's got all these things that he's actually working with. But a lot of times he's, I think that's a big problem, like the early shows. You see people that kind of fell into limbo and they didn't know which way to go. And it's like an athlete, where do you go? You take an injury. Where do you go after that? You were in the show. You had people carrying your kit bag in. Now you're lucky. You're lucky if you can put your underwear in a little plastic bag and carry it inside the hotel yourself. But I mean it's a crazy comparison, but it's kind of true. So I mean, a lot of people really, and the production companies were kind of savage too. That's like, you've got to guarantee us to be able to work in there, and if you do that, most times you have to either take a leave of absence or you have to quit your job.
Right.
There's a lot of the underbelly of the production world that people don't see, unfortunately. And I think it's starting to come up, because again, I hang out with all these crazy people, so you get the best information on the shuttle ride from wherever you're going to back to the hotel. That's where you get all the scuttlebutt.
No, and I mean, but I do tell people, you know what? If you do have some local events happening in your area, please go and support them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of them are relatively low cost. I mean, especially when they're keeping it local, like they don't have a lot of the big names.
Exactly.
Well, I got Tim on the show. I'm going to throw this out there. Not that I'm a big name or anything.
You are a big deal, baby. There he is.
I am going to be making my speaker debut of 2026 at the Ascension Con right there in Hastings, Michigan. coming up August 15th.
Is that Dale on the bottom or is that Dale on the top? That's what I want to know.
That's what on top is what Dale inspires to be when I go to the gym. That's what I look. That's what I think I look like after my 2-hour workout. But that's being held August 15th at, like I said, I think it's called Charlton Park Village and Museum in Hastings, Michigan. So that's coming up August 15th. I'm very excited to be a part of that. That's being, of course, hosted by the Sacred Code LLC, which is Mary Bassett's venture. That is.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
I'm excited, to be able. It's such an honor. There's so many great and amazing speakers. Dustin Perry's going to be there. Ronnie LeBlanc is going to be there.
great.
Jason McKenzie, another Bigfoot researcher. The She Squatchers are going to be there. Brian Danhausen's going to be there. Dana Stricker is going to be there. So
Listen,
amazing lineup. I feel
cool
out of
people.
place being next to all those big celebrity names, but
okay, Dale. No, Dale. When I come around you, I have to put sunglasses on, baby, because you're so bright. I gotta shade my eyes. I gotta shade those eyes.
But yeah, so I'm so proud to be a part of this, and I'm so glad that
Good for
Mary
you.
asked me to
But
be a
you
part
know what?
of it.
This is the right way to look at it. I don't think twice about supporting, like locally. I don't. There's not a lot of paranormal up here locally. There's locations, but
Yes.
for like gatherings, they're not as prevalent. But I don't think twice about. I have a lot of friends in the pagan community and stuff, so I don't think twice about going out there and supporting them. And if I can help them out doing something, I don't think twice about it. Just showing up. Just being moral support. They have somebody's having I call them a 10 tent special, where they got 10 vendor tents. And I don't think twice about going because of the fact that it's important to be able to go and support everybody out there. And a lot of people don't because, again, it's not paranormal. Well, maybe you should branch out a little bit because everything is not paranormal. It's all normal. It's just in a different look. You got to look at it in a different set of eyes. That's all.
The one thing I'm going to say about that amazing event, I believe to see the speakers are free, but if you want to be a part of the VIP dinner, there's a cost involved with that. And also there, Ronnie LeBlanc, Jason McKenzie, and the She Squatchers are going to be taking everybody out on a Bigfoot hunt that weekend too, which is another cost. But to say that you've gone exploring Bigfoot with Ronnie LeBlanc and Jason McKenzie and the She Squatchers, I mean, if anybody has not seen Jason's stuff, you can find it. I believe a lot of it is on Tubi, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it's he's a truly amazing film producer. I say I'm proud of him because he's from Canada. He's from the west coast of Canada. That's where he got his. But it's amazing to even be a part of such an event. But like I said, to go see the speakers that day, I believe they said it was free to see the speakers. But if you want to partake in any of the other gallery readings with Dana or the Bigfoot or the VIP dinner, there's a little cost with that. But you know what? It's a new wave of seeing things. It's just not about the paranormal. That is about a whole weekend of just people coming together to
Exactly.
talk about who they are, what they brought into
and the fun
their
and
lives,
the fun
and
of it.
fun.
And
Yes.
and most importantly, the $1 Million Man. Dale Quigley
Dustin Perry will be there. Yes,
no. Dale Quigley, the $1 Million Man. If you guys got an extra 10 spot, toss it towards him because he's well worth it. Maybe 5. Okay, we'll just listen, I don't want to break you guys. You guys got to buy a beer at the bar. So you know what? Toss him a 5 and spend that other beer, that other $5 at the
absolutely. I just want to say a quick hello to Sam's Pretty Paranormal. For anybody who watched the intro of the show, there's a brand new intro to the show. Sam's Pretty Paranormal's production company did that. It
Very
was
cool.
pretty amazing. I love it.
Very cool.
It was very well done, and I'm so happy that Sam actually did that and came across. And I threw my idea at her, and she was able to read my mind, which a lot of people don't want to get into my head because it's a pretty scary place to hang out. But yeah, you need an exorcism in my head. But Sam's Pretty Paranormal did that intro, and she's going to be coming on the show sometime in March. I
Great.
got to work out that date with her, talk about her new podcast and everything she does with her production company. So I just want to say a quick hello to Sam. I'm glad that she got out here.
Good
And
job, Sam. Good, seriously, good job. Really great job.
so come and catch me August 15th at Ascension Con. And just one more announcement. I am going to be speaking at the Blood Moon Fest Parafest 4 at Stimson Hospital in Easton Rapid, Michigan. That is another amazing one with Gigi of XL Paranormal and the XL Paranormal Network. So yeah, you can catch me there. That'll be October 16th and 17th. There is an investigation happening at this location, and I hear it's pretty amazing inside of it. I'm pretty sure Tim's probably heard of the
Yes.
Stimson Hospital.
Yes.
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 Stimson Hospital. It's a pretty amazing location. So
Well,
yeah,
pretty soon.
there's
Listen. When are the 8x10 glossies coming out? Because I want one of the first ones that you get and autograph so I can put it on my wall of fame.
absolutely.
I want it.
Yeah.
I have it. I actually have
That will scare all those ghosts out of your basement.
No, they're not. No, I don't think so. Listen, you were here. You were here. You're in person, and nothing left. So,
well, I remember a few objects coming home with me. I still have that big, beautiful board, the piece of the Hinsdale house gifted to me from Tim Shaw when he told me he had Frank climb up that ladder. Go up there. Go bring down that bundle of boards up there.
well, you never know. You know what? But you know what's so nice about that is the fact that Dan Kless is a friend, and I know that by gifting people, I'd never sell any of it. Gifting it to people, it means so much to them, and people, especially, people will come out there and they maybe they'll hear me speak about it, or they'll see you having it, and it'll spur them to go out and investigate at the Hinsdale house. So it's so I think it's fun.
When you gave me that piece of board, it meant so much to me because for people who know me and heard me talk, Hinsdale was one of the locations that had a very profound impact on me. I had something happen to me at that house that I've never experienced before. Very grateful for the experience as a paranormal investigator because a lot of these things they go, well, then why did you go back? But this is kind of why we're in it. It's all about learning and knowing what the other side is about. And when Tim gave me that board, it kind of meant so much to me because it meant I had a piece of something that had a huge impact in my life and changed me as an investigator.
But that's what these pieces are, and that's the way they should be. I mean, I don't. I've got pieces, of literally trash from locations, that people, the owners will say, well, here's we just replaced some molding. Here, do you want that? Yeah, I'll take that molding. Yeah, I'll put it in a little frame or something. But I mean, to me, it means it's the same thing with me. It's my collection of locations of places that I've been at, or something that's very significant. And I think that it's not so much the mojo that's in it, because to be honest with you, I don't feel anything really off of the pieces. But I think it's the fact that intrinsically they mean so much to me. and to have them is, again, I mean, to have those artifacts from those little artifacts from Lorraine Warren. I mean, you know, I mean, that's like amazing. It's just amazing that I was, that I got these pieces from them. As a matter of fact, from them. Same thing with the Holzer typewriter that came right from the family.
Right.
So there's no middlemen. Nobody made extra money on it. Everybody.
That's legitimate too.
Yeah.
Because who couldn't go out to, say, a garage sale or one of these antique things and just find an old typewriter
and
say,
who doesn't?
"Oh, by the way, this belonged to Edgar Allan Poe, and he wrote his greatest masterpiece." Well, okay, unless you have documentations to back it up, that's just words.
That's exactly
But
it.
this came straight from the family. It's legitimate. It's a part of history. It's not just paranormal history. It is a part of history because how many people have read Hans Holzer's books?
Exactly.
It's just he was an icon of research. More famous the paranormal, but still he was famous for his research and the detail. Like, I mean,
oh yeah.
One of the greatest shows, the Holzer's Files.
I always, when I had spoken to Alexandra before, I always said, I wished that they were able to go and use you more. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Dave and Shane and Cindy, but I wish that she was more than just an announcer, like the narrator or whatever.
Right.
I really wish that she had, because she's got more. And she's actually teaching classes too, in the way her father used to do it. So I'm very curious. I'm thinking about taking that. I forget what it is, like $60 or something. It's a Zoom class, online class, and I'm really interested to see how that take is, compared to the way that I've done it and the way that Warren's did it, and what your criterias are. So I'm very interested in that. I'd love to see, so I'm thinking about doing that.
That is amazing. That would be definitely a class that I would actually probably be wide awake for to get that knowledge. I mean,
wait a minute.
That would be like being
opposed to my classes. Opposed to my class, you sleep through my classes?
No, because you won't let me in your class. Get the hell out. You want to know what I'm talking about? Here, read this.
Here's my notes. Here's everything you need. Notes. Don't worry about
it. But Tim is always, getting back to supporting local stuff. You do a lot of work with Dragonfly and the Lilydale community. So,
well, not Lilydale, not so much. I go there now as what they call a visiting medium. So when I go there, I'll do the open galleries, as a volunteer. But basically, what I've been doing, I've spent most of last year doing fundraising. I did stuff at the Ham Mansion in outside of Cleveland, Ohio. Palmyra Museum, which I absolutely love.
That was an amazing location. I agree.
We, Frank and I raised money for a group of basically performers, Bewitched type performers, and the male counterparts of it. They do a thing of food for the needy, food drive. We did volunteer work to raise money to get, to buy food for them. I love that. I love that. So I did 3 classes for the Forsyth Tavern, an 1808 tavern in Cambria, New York. That to me is so important. It's the preservation and giving back to what we do. This, I mean, now that I'm retired, I can live. I can totally immerse myself in paranormal 24/7 if I want to. I don't. That's why I go to the gym, to make sure my brain straightens out. But because I don't know if I can handle it. You might be reading an online thing where paranormal investigator found running naked through the snow or something. because I've done it. You know,
Well, don't worry, New York, the snow's so high we won't see anything.
no, believe me. There's a joke to go along with that, but we're not going to go there.
But also too, if anybody is in the New York State area, please go check out the Western Block. Tim has done some amazing investigations there. Of course, that is hosted by our two good friends, Frank and Heather.
And that's the only
Western
place...
Block is a truly amazing spot. I can't wait to get up there this year.
I wish you were there. I wish you were there when I got pushed to the ground. The first time I've ever had that happen.
I watched it live on video. I was looking
that
at it. It
hurt.
was like one of those. That really happened? Did he do that on purpose? You know, it's just one of those things. It was just like it was mind-boggling. But yeah, I mean, truly amazing location. New York area, like where you're from, the Buffalo area. I mean, lots of amazing places. You got Wildwood Sanitarium that's up there. You got the Palmyra Museum, and then you got the Hinsdale House, Western Block.
You've got, and there's so, if you go on the New York State Haunted History website, there's so many places in New York State that are amazing. But, what people don't realize is just over the border going into Pennsylvania, you've got the Judson House, the Eagle Tavern, which is in Waterford, Pennsylvania. And we're talking a lot of these places are like within 2-hour drive of Buffalo, New York, if you want to use that as a central hub. You've got Presque Isle, Beach 6, where there was a combination UFO Bigfoot sighting in 1966, I believe. You got that there. You've got, a lot of history out there. You've got so many wonderful, unique places that are spooky. And if you want to go like 3 hours west of Buffalo, you can go to Cleveland, and you got the Buckland Museum of Witchcraft and Magic, which, by the way, Dale, one of my pieces, one of my devices that I made is in there. I made a devil's toy box out of mirrors, and so they wanted a piece of my stuff to be donated because I knew Ray when he was alive, so I donated that. So that's there, and you've got different oddities, and you've Cleveland curiosities, and you've got all sorts of stuff out there. So and then of course, I mean, you have the House of Wills, and it's mind-boggling where you can go, and if you go and you plan it right. And by the way, one of the books that I'm planning to write, I haven't gotten that far in my life, Dale. I'm working on it.
That'll be a race. Whose book comes out first, yours or mine?
Oh, it's going to be a race. A snail's pace, the two of us, The first 6 were easy to get out. This one I don't feel like writing. But it's all about like going on these adventures, on the cheap, and how to do these things. So a lot of people are, Dale, what really sucks is I always feel bad when people are like, well, you're so lucky because you get into these places for free and all that. It's not really free. A lot of times, you're at an event and you can't investigate the way you would normally investigate, like run amok, and so you don't really get a chance to do it. But how to save money along the way, whether it's like being a hobo and living in the back seat of your car at a rest stop, like yours truly has done in the past. But I mean, or like, just how to pack, plan to pack, dinners, and, how to basically kind of like, pre-plan and pre-organize your food, and, so you can have like a hot meal or whatever, going to thrift stores to buy to buy a crock pot, stuff like that. So I'm actually really excited when I'm done. Listen, when I'm done with my dowsing manual that I'm working on now, and then I'm done with my, scary ghost stories that I tell my friends. When I'm done with that book, which has got 12 chapters already done that I have to work on, that'll be the one after that. So I'm looking 20 years down the line. When that one comes out, I should be about 94.
And then maybe he'll officially retire.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what Nancy would do if you hung around the house all the time.
You know what? The weather here has been so cold. I hurt my knee. I've got my knee's been acting up. So I kind of hurt my knee. So I took some days off. And then we got the meat locker here, I mean, you guys got it too.
Yeah.
And it's like 1 degree. So yours truly is not going anywhere. But I do have a little gym in the basement, and I go and I been down here working out. So I've been home like 4 days. I don't know how she's put up with me. It's like, okay, well, what do I got to do? You know what? I'm going to do the laundry. I got to do the laundry. Oh, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go and clean. I've got half of my collection cleaned. I got to get the Ouija boards and all the esoteric like games from the 70s and 80s. I got to get those done. I got to go. I gotta start planning for. I gotta start scripting out the podcast for Tuesday night. Then I've got to read the book for the guest the week after. Oh, you know how it is.
Yes. No. So before I let you go, who is your guest this week on the Black Cat Lounge so that we know who we're tuning into?
I have Brett Harp on this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Brett is a paranormal investigator, and she's a therapist. She's a licensed therapist here. Nice. And it's something, what I've been doing lately is I've been so fascinated by this trend in trying to go and like look at the paranormal through logical eyes a little bit more. As a medium, it's a world of belief. But we start looking through the science, the eyes of scientists and people who really are trying to figure out what is the interference. Is this like an EVP? Are we getting an accidental antenna? Are we accidentally getting different signals and all that? So I'm really getting into trying to figure out different things. And I have a therapist who's also a paranormal investigator. Is really interesting because I've listened to a couple of her podcasts, and she's talked about how trauma relates to the paranormal and to mediumship. And as a medium myself, and growing up in that, like the older age back in the 60s and 70s, and seeing some of these, the old mediums, there was like high levels of addiction and that sort of thing to all sorts of, things, whether it be women, booze, or racing, horse races. But I mean, there's a lot of it out there. So, I'm interested to get her take on a lot of that. So plus I'm kind of excited to get somebody interested, and she's local here in Western New York. So I'm really interested in having her come on. And then I got Callie Sherrill on the week after that. And I followed her on this amazing adventure. She did the Camino in Spain, which is a pilgrimage. Wow. It's a holy pilgrimage. And I remember she used to post on Facebook, and I was always, going back and forth with her and stuff. And I interviewed her once when she came home, but she released this book now, and it's called Saving Yourself. And it's all about, her experiences and how she met them. And I think that's a phenomenal topic. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I started reading that book, and then of course, and I got one other one. It's a great book. It's called, and I want to have her on. It's called The Girl in the Glass Coffin, and it's all about a family, a well-to-do family whose daughter died, and they kept her in her bedroom, basically embalmed and hermetically sealed in a glass-lined encased, lid coffin, and until a mausoleum was built like almost a year later. So there's a lot to it. It's not really paranormal, but it's so very unusual. And again, that happened in Oneida, New York. So I'm gonna have her on. And of course, I got a book a photographer on to talk about the Mummler photography and all that. So that's what's going on, Dale. Because you know why? Because
you're retired.
I'm retired. I got nothing else to do. I gotta go shopping. I gotta make my grocery list.
It's been such a blast hanging out with Tim for this past hour. Truly amazing. I thank everybody who tuned in. Make sure you catch the Black Cat Lounge each and every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on Paraflex on Facebook. Follow Tim. Find out where he's going to be. I'm looking forward to going to see Tim up at the Paris SiteCon in May. Gonna go up there to my favorite place, OSR, where me, Tim, and Frank had an absolute blast investigating that place. That
We
was
got to do that again. We have to do that again. And for everybody out there, there's a fine line between provoking and reenacting. And when you get into a jail, our buddy Frank, he reenacts to an upper level. And what happened there was amazing. I'll just give you guys a little hint.
Yeah.
During the most active phase of this, when the temperature dropped so much that we could see our breath, I turned to look and I saw Dale doing this.
Yeah, I was. I mean, you know, I tell people about that story and the experience that we had.
It was crazy.
It was truly an amazing moment. Once again, as a paranormal investigator, it's the kind of investigation and the kind of interaction you really want at a location. And when you have the right people, the right atmosphere, and the right setting, it's not provoking. It is absolutely 100% character play, but it was truly an eye-opening experience
It was
to be around Frank, Heather, and Tim, and my son. I think that was his first big investigation, and I'll tell you, he still talks about that, and
that was fun.
That was truly an amazing experience. We definitely have to make some plans to go back and do that again, because there is so much more we need to do as experimental wise, and see what else we can bring out of that building. It was truly amazing.
I don't think it's that hard to do, because, and then when we did the, like, I don't know. I don't even want to say what we did, but we did the little trance work I did up in that one room, and what happened there. That was pretty crazy. I gotta tell you, that was pretty crazy.
Like I said, it was, and that there we weren't even doing a reenactment. We were just in a part of the building, and I mean, Tim's like, it was amazing, because I'm still thinking about that. Because you said you kept hearing "sit in the chair."
Yeah, and I kept thinking that you guys were telling me to sit in the chair. So I go, okay, I'll sit in the chair. And then you're like, we didn't say anything like that. No. Nobody said. I'm like,
because I was looking at the chair, and then Tim's like, okay, I guess I'm sitting in the chair. And then the moment you sat in that chair, it was like the whole vibe of the room changed.
Well, that something black, whatever it was, went right underneath the chair. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I have that. I had that on my thermal, and I was watching it. It was, and then when it took over you, and I mean, people who's talked to Tim's got a deep voice, but this, I mean, even I knew that's not Tim, because even the accent, like, you are very good at doing accents, but this was so different, and you could just tell that it wasn't you talking, it was something talking through you, and we were all just like, what the fuck is going on?
I was sorry.
It was, sorry, I mean, no, because I mean, that was once again another truly an amazing experience, and something that I love to talk about. I will always talk about, because that was an experience that, once again, as an investigator, you kind of look for. If you are in this field and you are trying to understand the paranormal field, to go into a location, you don't get those experiences all the time. And like I said, it has to be the right mood, the right moment, the right people, the right vibe, or it doesn't happen.
but we were all friends. I mean, that's the
Yes,
big
yes,
thing. You know, I mean,
yes,
we're all friends. We were all comfortable with each other. So I mean, that made a
yeah.
big difference. But that was a great time. I love that. No, my favorite is when 5 foot Heather we handcuff Frank, who's 6'3", and she's going to drive. She's walking him. She's got him in a wrist lock, and she's going to put him into a screened wall in the prison. And he looks, he stops, he goes, "You're not going to put me in that wall." She goes, "Oh no, I'm not going to do that." I was crying. The tears were coming out of my, because I knew that's what she was doing. She was going to put him right into that wall.
Oh my God. Yes. So once again, Tim, thank you so much for hanging out with me this
Thanks for
hour,
giving me a call,
making the
babe.
very first podcast of 2026 here on the TPV Nation. An absolute amazing. Guys, check out Tim. Follow him on Facebook. Find out where he's going to be. If you're in the Ohio area, definitely come on down to ParasiteCon.
Yes.
Truly an amazing event. Lots of amazing speakers. Just to be inside there is amazing. And once again, it's one of the most cheapest Paracons. It is just
Yes,
the
it is.
admission to get into the building. The same cost it costs you every day to get in there to see OSR is the same price you pay for admission to go
Yes, it
into
is.
ParasiteCon. So
And everything goes 100% to
yeah,
the location.
yes.
You know, nobody makes, you know, I mean, you know, your ticket price actually goes to it, you know, and that's what I think is amazing, you know. So I mean, it goes into the general funds, and their volunteers are top notch, right across the board.
Yeah, Kathy and Greg does an amazing job, and the volunteers always so amazing. Lauren's going to be there, Helixson, and she's truly amazing herself. So, guys, check it out. ParasiteCon coming up. I don't know the exact date. I just know it's the second weekend in May or the third
May
weekend in May.
15th through 17th.
There we go. So check out Tim there. Check out wherever else he's going to be up in the New York area. If you actually get a chance to see him talk or even be a part of one of his galleries or one of his
I'm greatly
classes.
underwhelming. So bring a pillow so you guys can nap.
Absolutely not. Guys, that's going to do it for me. Coming up next week, don't forget, I have the amazing Ronnie LeBlanc coming your way with his brand new book, Interdimensional. It is going to be amazing talking with Ronnie LeBlanc and his brand new book and everything that Ronnie's been up to. So, guys, catch it next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTube channel. And, guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. In the meantime and in between time, I am out of here. Tim, you have yourself a wonderful evening. Can't wait to get up to New York to hang out with you, have some pizza, and get to the gym.
We got it, baby. We'll get you going, babe. We'll get going.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. In the meantime and in between time, happy hauntings.